slid out of bed, got dressed, and left the engineering quarters. The ship was eerily quiet on my walk to the main laboratory, other than the roar of space debris, which had become a form of white noise. As expected, I found Dr. Jacobs hunched over his desk and busying himself with work. The white glow of the screen illuminated the man's gaunt, possessed face. He hardly looked human. "Why didn't you tell us?" I asked. "The expedition would have never been greenlit," Dr. Jacobs muttered, without looking up. "Good," I said. "We never should have faced such horror." Dr. Jacobs removed his glasses and eyed me with disappointment. "What happened to that young man who wanted answers?" "We're not going to get any answers here," I said. "Certainly not about that thing you heard in the darkness." Stanley Jacobs froze, eyeing me for a few seconds as droplets of sweat collected on his furrowed brow. "How do you know about that?" he whispered. "He only spoke to me." I shivered. Stanley's frown lifted as he realized that I knew nothing. "Go to bed, Mr. Bridges," he said, returning his gaze to the laptop. "What were you hoping to find?" I asked. The man scoffed. "Another universe, Connor. Something greater than us. And I calculated that we had no more than a couple of years before Harriet's eye would seal forever."
"I lost someone years ago. Now I'm looking for him."
"I won't stop." "A couple of?" I stopped mid-sentence. "How long do we have before this reality collapses, Jacobs? Months? Weeks?" "Days," Stanley whispered. Fists clenching of their own accord, I stormed across the lab and towered over the man, who quickly shrank into his desk chair. "What could we possibly learn in days, Stanley? You brought us here to die," I barked. "I wanted this to happen sooner," he retorted. "But the airheads at NASA had to plan carefully. Unofficial projects are always messy, especially when they result in countless deaths," I said. "The anomaly almost tore the ship in half. We might not even be able to fix it. We might die. Don't you care?" "I have every faith in you," Dr. Jacobs said, returning his gaze to the numbers on his screen. "And I had every faith in you," I replied. "You're lucky to even be here," the physicist snarled. As we continued the back-and-forth discussion, our voices gradually raised. It was only after 10 minutes of running in circles that we realized we were competing not with each other, but with the groaning sound outside the ship. And when we turned our heads to the laboratory windows, Stanley and I gasped in unison. The tiny universe's void was filling with light at an increasingly rapid pace, and DM50's trembling foundations felt less stable with every passing second. "No, this isn't right. We should have time," Stanley breathlessly cried. "I still have so much data to collect. I need to—" "All personnel to stations," a voice announced over the intercom. "Flight to Harriet's Eye will commence in 5 minutes. Brace for impact." "We've barely run 50% of the necessary diagnostics," I said. "Who cares about the ship, Connor?" Dr. Jacobs manically cried. "This is greater than anything in human history. This is—" "What are you?" The wispy, disembodied voice rattled sharply around my skull, like a coin stuck in a jar. "It's me. I'm here," Stanley whispered. "I did as you asked." The physicist noticed my horrified expression, and he realized I'd heard the voice too. He wasn't as special as he thought himself to be. I became aware of the fact that all sound outside the ship had ceased. The terrifying convergence of galaxies continued beyond the window. But there was quiet. Only that haunting whisper permeated the silence. "A new land to conquer," the voice hissed. "Thank you for showing me the door." "I want to see her," Dr. Jacobs wailed, throwing his arms outwards. You said I'd see Harriet. She is in the place of all dead things.